What if I told you that integrated marketing campaigns can drive 25 to 100% higher ROI, improve efficiency by 31%, and even boost annual revenue by nearly 10% compared to single channel efforts?
I believe you.
Well, we're going to break down what makes these campaigns work and how you can put the same strategies to work for your business.
All right. I think that's great. Like integrated marketing campaigns. How do you create them and how do you make them drive results across channels? And why do you care? Why do you do it? Those are
This has
great
been
things.
like a buzzing topic in our agency. We've been talking about it a lot on the podcast.
Mhm.
We've been talking about it a lot with each other. So glad we're finally getting a podcast episode to fully cover it.
Yep. So we're going to explore how you do that and you coordinate your messaging and strategy across multiple channels. Like it used to be you do TV, radio, and print and whatnot for whatever reasons. But it's a little bit different now with digital because you can actually cross promote smartly. Because like my phone uses a similar login to my Apple TV or your Google TV or your Hulu or whatever. And like all of those things are connected to you now, and the advertising world can use those to the point where you could actually, go into a store and your location on your phone has logged that maybe in Facebook, and we serve you a CTV ad later on and you feel creeped out about it.
You're
100%.
casting a much wider net comparatively to just throwing
Mhm.
out a random search campaign or a one-off social campaign. It's more focused. Everything's working together towards one goal. So
Yep.
excited to cover more of the complexities of that. But
How
our
about the
first
complexities?
complex cocktail
There you go.
that we're going to share with you today is the Gin Blossom. So this is created by Julie Reiner in 2008. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Looks right.
For the opening menu of her Brooklyn Boy, the Clover Club. It's quickly become a modern classic. It's kind of a softer take on a martini. It pairs Plymouth gin with Bianco vermouth and a touch of apricot.
Eau de
Eh,
vie. Eau de vie.
Eau de vie. Okay.
Like eau
For
de
floral.
toilette.
All right. I'm glad you could pronounce that because I definitely couldn't. And I
I took
looked up what
French in
that
third grade.
was.
So
Oh, nice. And you still remember that from, oh, wow.
I remember stupid stuff from French in third grade.
Can you say it again? Because I already forgot how
Eau
to
de vie.
pronounce it. The apricot eau de vie is actually kind of like it's like an apricot liqueur, but it's based on this specific apricot that's grown in a specific place, and it's more floral, so it's focused on like a bouquet of apricots. So
Oh, well,
think fancy
interesting.
floral apricot liqueur. So there we go.
All right. So, one of my favorite gins, because it's an easy drinker and not super piney, and that's probably why it's in this drink, is Plymouth Gin. You need 1.5 ounces of that. 1.5 ounces of Martini Bianco vermouth. That's a lot of vermouth for a drink. Like I put a 1/2 ounce in my lychee martini, and I thought it was a little too much. 3/4 ounce of Bloom Apricot Eau de Vie, 2 dashes of orange bitters, and an orange twist to garnish it. So throw all those into a mixing glass with ice and stir until well chilled. So that is common with martinis, that you stir, you do not shake, because you don't want to dilute them.
Shaken, not stirred.
Except it should be stirred, not shaken. The shaken martini is lower class because you're going to water it down.
What is that
And
originally from again? Is it
James
from
Bond.
James Bond? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then you'll strain it into a chilled coupe glass and express the oils from an orange twist over the drink. That just means like basically bend the peel so the little oils will shoot out. And then garnish it with that twist. This seems very light and delicious. Like that Bianco vermouth is going to be much milder than a regular vermouth.
It's going to be very citrusy, floral. It sounds
Mhm.
very pleasant. Like I would
It
definitely enjoy
does.
this.
This is a good kind of warm end to summer drink, I think. So that one comes to us from liqueur.com, and we do not have any music from the Gin Blossoms because we cannot pay for royalties and rights. So otherwise that would have been fantastic on this, but no, it's not happening. No budget for that. All right, so we're going to be back with integrated campaigns, and we will talk a little bit more about that. Okay, we are back, and we are going to talk data and statistics. So I think I know you've got a whole bunch of stats, but I've got a great one to kick this off with. Oh, I'm going to quiz you again.
All right, let's do it.
What percent of marketing teams lack an integrated digital strategy?
It's got to be something high. I'm gonna say 60%.
Close, 70%. And that is like, I am like
Wow.
appalled. Um, which is really wild because multi-channel strategies are so important.
Hmm.
And I think the key there is they're lacking an integrated strategy. So they may be doing multi-channel, but it's not necessarily all integrated, which is like, why? You're losing all the efficiency by having it not be integrated,
We're not playing Battleship. We're not just trying to hit one part of
right?
the board. We need to cast a wider net. So doing one-off campaigns
Right.
like that is really inefficient. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it
S-
blew me away.
So my stat is kind of just a sneak peek of the success a company has had running an integrated campaign.
Okay.
When we think integrated campaigns, I honestly didn't think of this until like doing more research into all the different channels that they do as a part of this campaign. I'm not going to spoil it yet. I want to save it for later. But from running an integrated campaign, they were able to have to attribute over 400 million TikTok views in 3 days just from running this integrated campaign.
Okay.
So
So that's good. I think another good stat is when you use an integrated approach, statistics show that you get a 50% higher return on your marketing investment than if you do a single channel. And I think that just makes sense because we don't consume things in a single channel. Like I only do digital audio and I never look at CTV and I never look at banner ads and I never look at Google. That's not how we live anymore. And no demographic is like that at all. We consume things multi-channel, sometimes multi-channel at the same time, right? Because like you're on Facebook, but you're also watching TV. Um, so it's
there's a
really,
reason
really
it's well,
important.
yeah, there's a reason it's called a marketing mix, right? You need
Mhm.
different things working together.
Yep, just like making a cake, you have to have a mix.
Yeah. So should we get into kind of like the nitty gritty of what an integrated campaign is?
Sure, tell me.
So as we've said continuously, it's integrated campaigns or marketing efforts where all channels work together towards a single goal or message. So you're not just running a campaign for this and a campaign for that. It's all working towards one individual goal. This includes running ads with social, running ads for search, display, CTV, uh, digital out of home. I mean, the list goes on, but
You could do direct mail. You can integrate on-demand direct mail into your campaigns.
there's so many, like basically, yeah, it's everything campaign related. And I kind of came up with a fun example for this, just like in case anyone's still struggling with like putting this together.
Okay.
Imagine a local coffee shop is launching a new seasonal drink campaign, right? They'd run a like they'd use paid channels like Facebook or Instagram to highlight the new drink to get it out there. If they have a newsletter or like a rewards program, they'd have an owned channel to be able to like, push out to, which is more organic. And then just encouraging influencers or other customers that come in to share photos on Instagram on social with like a hashtag. That's kind of like a more of like a small level like local business like view of it,
Hmm.
but it helps me kind of visualize
Yeah, and I
different
think
like
like,
ways you can do it.
you can take that even further. So you've got paid, earned, and owned. So like they could even do earned. They could invite, um, they could send their new drink to a local radio station and to the morning show and hope that they drink it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of an earned media. They could do a press release about it, but I don't think that's going to get them much. But some of that earned would be, your influencers can be earned. If
Mm-hmm.
it's like, hey, just come get a free drink, and you don't ever ask them to do anything. It's just like, come try our new flavor.
Yeah.
Um,
Today I visited this coffee shop and
mhm.
I tried their new seasonal drink, and there's probably a
Well,
million of those videos every time a
as of
coffee shop comes out.
yesterday, I'm a coffee shop influencer because I posted one post on Facebook from a coffee shop. So,
Oh, there you go.
um, yeah, there we go. But yeah, so and I think that that's the interesting thing, right? Is that people think of like an integrated campaign as like, okay, it's Google and Facebook and retargeting and banner ads and native and CTV and audio. And yes, that can be all of it. It's true. You don't need all those channels. You just need the channels where your audience is. But organic social is part of that. micro influencers can be part of that.
Mhm.
So you can go beyond. Your website is part of that. You'd called out your newsletter. These owned channels should be part of it as well. And you kind of bring all of that together so that people are getting your same message from like all over the place.
And each part of that is telling the same story, which again helps. It's kind of like you're like it's all working. It's a wide angle working towards a single point, and that point is your goal that you're trying to
Yep.
accomplish.
Yep. And each channel is doing like its best, is being used in the best way possible, right? So like you might have an Instagram reel that is a video of making the drink, that kind of thing. You may have, I just thought of another one and now I can't think of it. Like if you're doing on demand direct mail or even your e-newsletter, you may send out a coupon to your best customers to come try it. Those kinds of things, or give your influencers like a free drink, like I said. So each channel can be different. You may also take people who've lapsed on your email list and send them an on-demand postcard. That's my favorite one. It's like, or they opted out. Like you opted out. That's great. I can still hit you in the US mail. So I'm going to do that if I got your address.
And we talked about that in a recent episode too.
We did. Yeah. So you can go back and find that. On-demand direct mail can be really cool.
Yeah. It's cool. Honestly, to me, like thinking of an integrated campaign, it's really cool, like all the different pieces, right? Because
Mhm.
each individual piece is like different and working towards like the same goal, like we said. I feel like I'm, saying the same thing over and
Repeating
over again.
yourself. So
But honestly, it's just really cool when you're building something that, works well with different strategies.
yeah, and so I look at it as like the one thing that you do have to do is you have to get above the campaign and figure out what is that core message that you're trying to get
Hmm.
people to do. Who do you want to reach and what do you want them to do with that message? And then what are your proof points to get them to do that? And when you have all of that, it's typically called a creative brief. You can then start rolling out these different pieces of creative that work really hard in their own medium, but that are all tied to that central message and that central goal of accomplishing things. Um, so I think one of the things I think of also is, because we use HubSpot a lot, we talk about HubSpot a lot. I know people are like, oh God, he's going to bring up HubSpot. Maybe. I don't know. But like HubSpot's campaigns tool puts all of that in one place so you can actually look and see what assets are performing better, which things are getting more clicks, which things are getting more, contact form fills or whatever your goal is for conversions. So that's one piece of it. But I love, and I'm curious to see it inbound, like where this is going, because it just happened, like it just came out last year, but Content Remix, which uses HubSpot's AI, where you can quite literally take one piece of content and have it create other pieces for you.
Hmm.
And so that is another way to look at this. It's almost like you find a core piece of content that is your brief, and then you want to have it like create the landing page and the marketing email and whatever you want out of it. Um, and so AI can help you like get that started and help you ideate on that. It doesn't always do a great job with the imagery. So we'll see if there's any advancement in that. But it's a really cool way to get that integration without a heavy lift on, everything that you need to do.
So
So,
not only do you have a bunch of things working together, you also get to see all those things in the same place and
mhm.
how they're doing, and if you need to plug in something and replace something. I don't know. It's
Yep.
just super cool. Like,
Yeah. And there's what's interesting, and this came up with a client recently, view through conversions are a thing. So a conversion generally happens because they converted on that piece of content. They clicked or whatever you wanted them to do. Um, a view through conversion means that that piece of content was put in front of them, or that ad was put in front of them, but they did not click it, but they converted on something different later. And so you can actually see that. And what I love about it is you can see which content is assisting your top performing content. So you actually get that view of how everything is working harder together, with those view through conversions or a secondary conversion event or those kinds of things. Um, and I kind of geek out about that. It's pretty interesting.
there's a lot to geek out with. Integrated campaigns.
I know.
Should we get into the campaign I've been making a secret?
Yeah, like, and it drove to TikTok. So I'm like, this isn't one of ours because we don't generally drive people
We
to
don't have
TikTok right
400
now
million
with
views on
with
TikTok.
B2B. Yeah, and we don't have that many views on any client TikTok account. So yeah,
All
what's
right.
going on? What is it?
So I didn't think of this as an integrated campaign because it didn't really like click in my mind that there's so many different pieces that are a part of it. But Spotify Wrapped is probably one of the biggest integrated campaigns I can think of.
What?
Yeah. So
Okay.
think about their consistency, right? So it comes out every year.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in the app, so you're getting served it in their like owned channel. They also have emails that you get. You get text notifications. Then they also run ads, and they get news releases like press releases cover it. It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then the biggest thing, right? So let me just go through some of these numbers because I thought they were pretty insane. So Wrapped access, so people who had access to Spotify Wrapped grew from 30 million users in 2017 to over 120 million in 2021. And now it's
Okay, so
like,
4 years.
yeah,
Wow.
in 4 years, they 120. And then from 2021 to 2022, when it really started blowing up, they grew from 120 million to 156 million. So that's a lot. In 2024, Spotify Wrapped generated approximately 2.1 social media mentions within just 48 hours. Over 400
2.1 per person or 2.1 million?
2.1 million mentions
Oh,
total.
okay. You missed the million on that first one there,
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, so
that's why I
2.1
jumped in.
social media mentions within just 48 hours of it launching in 2024, which
Mm-hmm.
is insane. And then over 400 million TikTok views in 3 days. And this is a crazy thing that I think is like the craziest part about Spotify Wrapped is it basically turned 10.5 million users into brand ambassadors because that's how
Mm-hmm.
many people shared their Spotify Wrapped results like on their social.
We shared our agency Spotify Wrapped in a reel, I
Mm-hmm.
think. I'm pretty sure we do that every year. We did a blog post one year about it because, yeah, it's always fun because our music can be controlled by anybody. Anybody in the office. I mean, you can't because you're remote and I can't. I mean, I can technically because I have the login. I could send you the login and you could change all their stuff.
Just start making playlists. Wow.
Yep. But anyone in the office can adjust the music, and you kind of have to tolerate it for a little bit. But if it's really offending you or you really hate it and you can't work, then you can change it. But so seeing kind of where that shifts, like how does Caitlin's Taylor Swift fangirl influence like hit there, or how do the older folks in the office who love like 80s, 90s and grew up on that deal with like how does that compare to some of the younger influence in the audience or people who like country, etc.? Because our Spotify Wrapped is always like a hot mess of a mix of stuff that is
Mm-hmm.
wild.
And I mean, it's increased their downloads in 2020, like early 2020. So this was like even a little before it like truly went viral. They attributed like a 21% increase in downloads just in that month from Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
And an earnings summary in 2024 noted that over 245 million users engaged with Wrapped, like from start to finish. So it was a record-breaking year in 2024, and I just think it's a really good example of how you're using like a lot of different channels to kind of
Yeah.
accomplish the goal of increasing engagement on the app and downloads because they have a lot of social ads, they have email, they have, a little bit of everything. And I didn't really think about it that way, but yeah.
Hmm. It's an awareness campaign, 100%. Like it is a giant awareness campaign for them, probably the biggest one that they do. It's also funny because like Apple Music now will do kind of your year in
Yeah.
review or something. It's not the same, but it's sort of like, hey, like we should do this too.
And people
Um,
share those too. Like
mhm.
the people who swear by Apple Music, I still definitely see them share those.
Yeah, I do Apple Music more because I know they pay artists more.
Yeah.
So I mean, per song payments in streaming is really tiny anyway, especially for indie artists. But when you look at all the streaming services, Apple's one of the top of that. I mean, they have billions of dollars, so why not give it to artists and build your thing? Um, Seems perfect to me. So cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else in integrated campaigns except like you should do them. And if you're not doing, if you're in that 70% who aren't doing it, oh my God, like coordinate it. Like, please, please, please make a
Build
coordinated
out a good
effort.
funnel.
Yeah,
Convert
100%.
leads.
I mean, I think that's a good thought is all you have to do to like, I guess maybe how do you create an integrated campaign? You know, aside from like have a brief, create your content. How do you figure out what content to do? And I think you use the sort of top, middle, bottom of the funnel or your customer journey and different stages of your customer journey. You can go either way, however you want to look at it, and you look at where your customer is at each stage of the journey and how they're researching, how they're consuming media, and you create content for your message across that journey in the right medium for the right stage, and then build it out. Like,
Yeah.
it really is as simple as where are they and how do you best reach them, and then having as much content as you're able to, and as many channels as you're able to, budget wise and whatnot, across those pieces.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
think
easy,
we
Zach.
covered it pretty well. It's pretty simple, but when you really hear the numbers behind it, like that
I
should push you forward more than anything.
I mean, I keep looking at this stat, and I'm like, there's another one that 64% of marketers believe that their Martech stack, so the technology that they're using for marketing, is too complicated and confusing. And I'm like, okay, and that's where like HubSpot comes along as sort of that integrated solution, which is why we like it. Um, but yeah, like if it's difficult, you're not going to do it. So let's just make it easy. It's so easy. All right. We'll have a new episode next week. I have no idea what it is unless Zach knows because it is not in my media show notes. So we'll be here
Um,
though.
it's gonna be a good one.
Okay, that's great.
It's
Zach
definitely on
has
the
no idea
schedule.
which one it will be, but he's going to tell you it's going to be a good one. And I'm sure it will. All right. Bring us home.
All right. So as always, you can find our agency at antidote71.com and all of our socials there as well. If you have
Uh-huh.
a question, specifically maybe on integrated marketing campaigns,
Uh-huh.
any of our previous episodes like direct mail, digital out of home will be coming probably eventually. We got to do a podcast over that. But if you'd like to send them our way, we will to ctapodcast.live to basically send us an email. We will definitely have them on a future episode of the podcast. Alternatively, you could also leave us a voice message on our hotline at
Uh-huh.
402-718-9971. Your question and maybe your voice, if you're cool with it, will make it into a future episode.
Yeah,
Uh,
Zach wants voicemails. He's very sad. He's alone in North Carolina, working and
it's kind of
slaving all
depressing,
day with his
guys.
dog. So he just needs those voicemails. And also like regarding our socials, so a little bit of a change. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Threads now. We're starting to post
Mm-hmm.
some stuff. We're not super like active on there. But our X account is pretty much dead, like a lot of people's. Haven't deleted it yet, but will eventually. And Blue Sky and Threads, we have those up, along with all the other normal socials. So like YouTube, LinkedIn. Our YouTube's really active. Really kind of fun to see like all the videos we have there. Like this will be there as well.
Yeah.
So definitely check all that out. And we will see you next week.